Knowledge is power. Information is liberating. Education is the premise of progress in every society, in every family. Leyo ikoti ka Kofi Annan. Welcome to this show. My name is Tami Akambongo Manzana. Umbongo mbuyisa ungqalesa undimo sondisa umvemnyama. Zalwa ngummanzana okhumalo umtungwa omdleke. Kalomazwi ndithi welcome to this edition. Ingenile ibhari yasembekweni ephale emaplasini eWestern Cape ezalelwa eyiweyekini kwilali zangapha eMthwakazi. Today we are having a special show. We are going to talk about Mzansi Golden Economy. As you know, ukuthi the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture, they did open for the funding that was closed, I think in January, if I'm not mistaken. And then they decided they are going to reopen the application again because there were a lot of complaints. We understand that the industry was feeling about that process. But when they opened it today, there was still a lot of confusion. You understand in terms of the industry, a lot of people are asking questions. So I took it upon myself as a cultural and a creative industry to find out these answers from our department. So I'll cover some of the things that I've heard from the department itself. And I'll encourage every artist, every organization that wants to apply, don't be scared to write to the department and ask this question so that singafitani poison engekhoyo. We understand that. And the first one that I've asked the department to clarify, they're saying the cultural and creative industry project process is discontinued. So if you did apply, not for the touring venture, you understand, but for the cultural and creative industry project, it has been discontinued. You understand, it will not be considered. And then the second one, if you remember in the first call, they've called for, if you wanted to apply for 1 million, you needed to provide 90 jobs for a month. You understand? And then if you wanted to apply for 9 million, you had to do a 9-month project. And that will create 90 jobs every month. And then if you were not looking for a number of jobs, you were welcome to apply even for lesser 1 million. Now things have changed. They are saying the threshold is 2 million. So in this 2 million, there is no specific job. Numbers for jobs that you need to apply for. You understand? As before, they were saying there's a number of jobs that you should create. But in this one, they are saying it's open in terms of job numbers. And then you might be asking, before we even start this show, where are the previous results? Because the department said, the ones that were applying for touring ventures, we understand that they are not going to be affected because the festivals are already happening, we understand. But in this new one, they are still opening for the touring ventures. The department said to me, the results are already out. There are artists already who applied for the touring ventures that have received their result. We understand. And they are saying they are going to make them public after they've consulted with everyone that has been approved. So artists, those who have applied for the touring ventures and have received the result, it will be nice just to share with the sector, I understand, so that we know there are people that are approved on the touring ventures. Artists, Tina class for many funding, and then sends the sector, I understand, that could be easily. We understand that you don't have to tell us how much you've got. You understand, just to say, I have received my result, I'm approved. That's it. So that the sector can be easy. We understand to know there are people who are receiving. So apparently the department is saying they will share the result publicly after they've consulted everyone. And they've assured me there are people that are approved and they have started to receive the outcomes. So it's just as any artist is not easy. And then the big one, you understand, we are hoping when they come back and reopen the MGE, there was this big fight about the NPO registration certificate, which affected NPCs. You understand? And this one is a very sad one. And when I looked at their guidelines, it's still there. I'm sad to say this. And I want to read what one of the practitioners that I salute and respect, Uthandile Pechwa, we understand, who has been fighting this fight, who has been engaging with the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture, especially those one who are in charge of MGE. And I know Uthandile has been getting a criticism from the artists who don't know how much work Thandile has been pushing. And Thandile has took it upon himself to write to the CIPC to get a clarity on this matter, NPO certificate that are affecting the NPC. This is the response that Thandile Pechwa got from Abantu CIPC. It goes like this. It is not a requirement that all NPC must be registered as an NPO with the Department of Social Development. However, where the NPO Act specifies mandatory and compulsory registration, i.e., when funding or grants is required, or when an NPC is operating and offering humanitarian or cultural etc. services outside the borders of South Africa. Quote, a non-profit organization must be registered under this act if it is 1. Makes donation to individuals or organizations outside of the Republic's border, or 2. Provides humanitarian, charitable, religious, education, or cultural services outside of the Republic borders. We trust the above makes sense. Regards. I don't know. Thandile Pechwa has shared this with the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture, especially the people that are in charge of Mzansi Golden Economy, but still, abamameli bayayiphikisa lento. So I'm calling upon practitioners, organizations, you understand, to really challenge this thing, because it's still going to be a problem with a lot of organizations, especially those that are in NPC. We understand. I ask even today, from the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture, how do you deal with that? And the only thing that they keep on emphasizing, artists must do partnership. You understand? So really, we really need to challenge the department on this one. We understand, because their date is 10 to 12 April. So before that, we can really engage department. Let's support artists like Abu Thandile Pechwa. And I know DSAC is doing amazing work in lobbying. Thank you very much, leader Romeo Ramuata, and any other artists that we might not see, they are challenging the department behind the scenes. And then just a reminder to those who did not apply and who wants to apply, what is the objective of the Mzansi Golden Economy? Because a lot of our artists, when they apply for these things, they are not taking these things into consideration. And when they do the proposal, they are not making their proposal able to speak to these things. The objective, this is just a reminder. We apologize for those who already know. Objective 1 is to stimulate demand. 2, it's audience development and consumption. 3 is building heritage resource. 4, information gathering. 5, human capital development. 6, development cultural entrepreneurs. So in your proposal, please, when you are done with it, make sure it also touches on those things, because you might be thinking your festival and we are blah 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 about how exciting your festival, and you forget even to speak to some of these objectives, because when they adjudicate, sometimes their scores might be looking at these things. Is your proposal speaking to the objectives? Let's move on in terms of the time frame. The time frame, they say your projects must take place between July 2025 and February 2026. Mistake abanye abantu xa befaka as application, they don't take into consideration the time frame. We understand. Remember, the time frame can include pre-production and then the reporting in that time frame. You understand? Don't limit yourself. And you apply, you're saying, I want to do this project in August 2025, and then you don't consider the pre-planning and the reporting. You understand? Incorporate those dates, you understand, so that they see your project is not just a one-day project. And also in terms of submission, they are saying this time, Aizuba online, we understand it's manual. Yeah, but we're going back to the olden days. And they've allocated from 10 to 12, from 8 o'clock. And the department has announced where these manual applications are going to be given. In Eastern Cape, but you are in Mandela Bay Theatre Complex, Free State Parkhoffs, Gauteng Market Theatre, KZN The Playhouse, Limpopo Department of Sports, Arts and Culture, Mpumalanga Ikamang Building, Northern Cape Theatre and Recording Studio, and Northwest Emabana Arts, Cultural and Sport Foundation, Mahikeng, Western Cape Artscape Theatre. I don't know. This will cause another division amongst the sector, because most of these places are at the center. You understand that if you look at the Western Cape, like for example, Western Cape is having 6 districts, and Artscape is very far from those who are coming from Garden Route. You understand? And in provinces like Eastern Cape, which is wide, KZN is wide. What is the department implying? Must people go and sleep closer so that they can submit? It's going to cause a big problem, and we need to challenge if needs be. We understand that if they need to expand other places. And the rumors are saying, I'm not saying what is true, I'm saying the rumors. They are saying the artistic director, CEO, management of the state-funded institution are amongst the adjudicators. If this is true, it's going to cause a problem, because we know in most of these state-funded institutions, there are a lot of gatekeepers. Most of the artistic directors, the CEO, are gatekeepers. They've got their own favorites. What does this imply? Does it imply that if UNECO runs with these artistic directors and CEO and this institution, and you apply and they see your name, will they exclude you? We are still having a complaint in most of these institutions. We are seeing the same faces. So if this is true, I'm not saying it's true, it's a rumor, but if it's true, I see trouble. Nevertheless, they are saying in the attached documents, whether you apply for PTY or NPO, NPC or trust, they want the certified IT copy, SARS, good standing, proposal with budget breakdown. And don't forget, your proposal must not exceed 15 pages. Please, please consider this. We don't want artists to complain and say, my proposal was 20 pages and they disqualified. But no talk was too much, Ababan. So make sure it's not exceeding 15 pages to be on the safe side. They want the company registration certificate. And then if you are applying for touring venture, they want the invitation letter. And they are specifying international application. I don't know what does this mean, because before you could apply for a touring venture even around the country, but now they are saying international. So please, if you are applying for a touring venture, find out. And then the big one, they still require that NPO registration certificate by a Department of Social Development. And then if we look at the target events, I don't want to call them target events, I want to call them sectors. Right? Which sectors that can benefit in this? One is the performance and celebration. You will know we've listed down which subsectors are under that. And second one is the visual arts and craft. Third one is the books and press. Fourth one is the design and creative services. And the last one is audiovisual and interactive media. You will see the subsectors under that. And they specify in this one, no film production or post-production, but Tumela, a National Film and Video Foundation for that. And then they specify beauty pageants and e-modeling, AICO. Please don't do any proposal at a talent search or competition, abafuni noibona. And then please, when you apply, look at the criteria. One, they specify in terms of the time frame. You don't want to be disqualified because you did not look at the time frame. And two, the job creation and local economic development. This is the very important one. You understand? And make sure your proposal is speaking to this one. You understand? Job creation and local economic development. And then the third one, as we said before, stimulate demand and consumption. 4, social cohesion. Hey, when you write this proposal, you are forced to speak government language because that's what they know. You understand? So be clever, be artistically, but not speaking their language. Speak social cohesion, whatever that means. And the last one is the creative innovation and competitiveness. So it's important to know Guti, MGE, the competition and needs. I'm sure they are going to get a lot of applications, so it's competitive. My closing remarks. I don't know, but in my last show, my last episode, I was saying I'm seeing trouble. What does it mean to cut it from 9 million to 2 million? Was the minister and department too excited to say they are going to make changes? Everyone was excited when they are saying, wow, Mzansi Golden Economy is funding up until to 9 million. Now the 9 million has cut down into 2 million. Were we overexcited about this? Are we going to see more things that are going to be cut down from the industry? I'm inviting you to share your comments, your views, and I must say, I've invited the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture to a show. I've said to them, I want exactly the same person that deals Ukiya to come to this show so that we can have a conversation about Mzansi Golden Economy. She has asked me to write to the department and formally ask this interview. I'm going to make a follow-up of that because I need to sit down with her and understand what the department, EP understanding here. You understand? Let's hope they will come on board so that we engage. You understand? A one-on-one, and I will invite artists like Abafana No Tandile to this show so that we unpack. And I'm encouraging, as you know, there are sector councils that are done. Those are sector council in performance and celebration, visual arts and craft, books and press, design and creative services, audiovisual and interactive media. Speak for your sectors. We understand. Speak for your sectors. Ask relevant questions to the department. You don't need to wait to start the new financial year in order to challenge the department for the things that will benefit the sector. Don't be cowards. Let us ask the uncomfortable question. We understand whether the department will fund us or not fund, we must not be scared to ask questions. If Bafuno's blackmailer, let it be. You understand? But a lot of artists must get this funding. From me, Utami Akambongo Manzana, Pariasembigweni, Epale Maplasini, Niting Alomasi. Let's engage on the comment section.
Of an artist, Bachok Baby Spices are glorifying drugs as a stage fright cure. You can try this just when you're about to grab your chance of staging. Excitement, you can't think out this industry, or should I say this killer dream, cause you will swear that from the start it was designed to kill artists. Same thing. Bangakulwela when days are bright, as a human being on Instagram, too much pressure, unrealistic expectations. Whoever said that is the perfect is with us, wethembekile, singiza wethembekile, remedies within us as ikhwemba sibhebhekile.